Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for making it to Gurgaon on what's a hot Friday afternoon. Especially those who have come from Delhi. I know you had to brave the traffic to both come here to the event, and you have to brave the traffic to go back. So thank you very much. If it's any consolation, I'm actually based in Bombay, but but that's okay. But I'm quite familiar with the traffic situation in Delhi. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the AI Alliance NCR edition. It's curated by Moneycontrol and CNBC. Now, as your host mentioned, it's the third AI event in the last 6 months after Bangalore and Pune. You know, but at the pace we are seeing breakthroughs every other day, I sometimes wonder if we should do our AI Alliance every week just to keep up with what's going on. You know, we've created the AI Alliance platform in order to build and foster a vibrant community that is deeply invested in AI, be it policymakers, entrepreneurs, investors, or technologists. We have an exciting lineup this evening with speakers who represent all of these sectors. Now, let me just talk a bit about the situation in the AI sector. There are AI optimists and AI doomers. What is the main issue in the AI sector? Earlier this week, I spent about 3 days in UP with other senior people from Network 18 group. Basically, we went there to see what is going on in the elections. And it was fascinating going across UP. You can see that it's a happening place. You can see lots of young men, encouragingly lots of young women, riding two-wheelers, driving. It is and you can feel the aspiration, the energy, really in the air. And I think one of the big challenges which Bharat faces in the next 25 years in this journey towards Viksit Bharat is to create employment, especially employment at the bottom of the pyramid. And I'm sure, the panels will debate on this issue, but certainly this is, I think, the biggest challenge before the country today. Now, what role does artificial intelligence play in this? Now, I think if you look at standard economic theory, it has always been that a new technology, whether it was automobiles 100 years back, which replaced horse carriages, or something like aviation, it expands output, and the theory is that it expands output enough so while there may well be job losses, eventually the output growth will lead to a growth in employment and a growth in welfare. That's standard economic theory, and that has worked so far. It has worked across a range of sectors. I mean, I'm old enough to remember the scare about computerization among the bank trade unions 30 or 40 years back, and I think, even stuff like the introduction of ATMs in banks was opposed. But nonetheless, while economists call it friction, the job losses, that can certainly lead to societal imbalances, societal tensions, and that's something which the policymakers will have to navigate. A lot of jobs might become redundant. So that is, and I'm sure the panel discussions this evening will focus on this among other aspects. Other doomer issues could be, for example, things like misinformation, deep fakes, and so on. So those are issues. The hallucination, where essentially the large language models make up things. So these are the dangers. But to my mind, the biggest issue really is employment generation and the impact of AI, positive or negative, on employment generation. And I'm sure we'll talk about them. Before I hand it over to the host, I just wanted to thank some of the participants this evening. I wanted to thank Mr. Abhishek Singh, Additional Secretary in the Ministry of Information Technology, who will be speaking just after this. Mr. Krishnan, the Secretary in the Ministry, will be joining us shortly. We have some very big names, very big beasts from the world of startups, and who will be joining us through the course of the evening. There's Rajan Anandan of Peak 15, of course, the former head of Google. There's Hemant Mahapatra from Lightspeed, Kunal Bal of Snapdeal. There's Varun Alag of Mamaearth, Ruchi Kalra of Offbiz. You have Mayank Kumar from Upgrad, and Prateek Maheshwari from PW. So I wanted to thank all of these guests. Not all of them are here, but they will be participating in the various panel discussions, which will be rich in content, which will hopefully make the situation regarding the long-term impact of AI clearer. Once again, I wanted to welcome all of you, and let me now hand it over back to the host for the evening. Thank you.